Welcome back to the Magical Cottage. Today I'm going to talk to you about the whole process of how to actually do magic. Um, I've presented a couple of spells on this website, on this YouTube channel, and yet I feel like I really need to sort of back up right now and cover what is needed in crafting a spell or using the energy around you. And you can do it either with props or without, to affect change on either a situation or events. Now, that is basically what magic is. It's not really connected with any kind of a spiritual path. You can be just about any religion and still do magic. Okay, so you can be pagan and not do witchcraft. You can do witchcraft and not be pagan. So I think a lot of people get confused about that. So, but basically, using energy around you to hopefully control situations and events. Okay? So, today I'm going to start out with cleansing your environment, which includes your own personal energy field. Now that always gets people. They always go, oh, I don't want to have to clean my house and all that. But it is just so important. It's so necessary. And it's true. If you're going to do spells on the fly and not pay attention to the energy around you, then it might work out okay for you and it might go very wrong. So let's back up a little bit, and today we're going to talk about cleansing. I'll proceed with another video later on protection, and then after that I'll go into some of the elements of spell work. So here we go with Magic or Witchcraft 101. Okay, so cleansing. We have house guests that are going to arrive in a week. And right now, I feel like I really need to do some major cleanup around here. But the very first thing I need to do is focus on myself and my own energy field. And I try to do this every day. I try to tune into my personal energy. Now, I do Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. And I really rely on Reiki every single day of my life. And there are a lot of witches that do Reiki, and there's a reason for it. It's very powerful. Now, if you want to learn Reiki and get free Reiki classes and free attunements, I have another YouTube channel. It involves watching all the different levels and practicing, and also getting an attunement from me. You'll contact me personally, and you can do that. But any kind of a healing work, pranic healing, theta healing, any of those are great to use daily to help maintain your energy field. My other YouTube channel, by the way, is Sage Blossom Reiki, and I'll put that information below this video if you want to look into that. No pressure, but I try to offer this free to people because I feel like the world really needs Reiki. Okay, so every day I do Reiki treatments on myself, and I can scan my energy field to see how my energy is on that particular day. I pay attention to my feelings. Do I feel uneasy about something? Or did I get out of bed this morning and feel anxious to tackle the day? Do I have any aches and pains? What chakra, energy zone on me might that be connected to? Do I feel like I need grounding? And so I want to maybe work on that kind of thing. Now, you can use Smudge. Palo Santo is great. I know that this is kind of an endangered thing that comes from South America, and so I only use it in certain circumstances where I feel like I need an extra something to add to it. But there are a lot of other herbs that are great for cleansing. Dried rosemary is easily accessible, so using that is great. Okay, but so I might want to cleanse myself in some way. I have people in my household who don't like any kind of smoky stuff going on, so it has presented some problems for me. I can go outdoors and use a sort of a smoke cleansing on myself. There's also sound vibrations. I have tuning forks that I love to use that are calibrated to the different chakras, and I like to use those. But we've also got our little Tibetan symbols that you can use these to go over yourself and raise your vibration. And here's our little bowl. And set up that energy around yourself. Of course, it's not going to work because I'm trying to video it. Normally, I can get a good sound out of it. But that's another thing. You can use sound vibrations. So there's smoke, there's sound vibrations. And I always feel that if people are hesitant and feel like they just don't have the energy to clean their house, that oftentimes they're feeling sort of depressed. And I've noticed in my work on people that depression seems to be linked to a feeling of not being grounded. So you can use, where did I put that guy? A black tourmaline. Oh, here he is, right next to me. A black tourmaline, and hold it in your receptive hand. That's your non-dominant hand. And I immediately feel grounded when I hold a black tourmaline. Okay, so I've got one, I'm wearing one right now because I'm getting ready to really pitch in and get some cleaning done today. And cleansing too, I should say. And so those are a few things you can do to try and regulate your energy. Of course, there's yoga, there's breathing, there's going out for a walk. And here's one thing I noticed that really works for me. And I notice it when I get a chai tea latte at Starbucks, that it has this amazing effect on my energy. It's probably all the sugar they put in it. But anyway, it's that combination of the tea, the caffeine with the spices, really gets my motor running sometimes. So I have a little charm that I made up that will help to get me going when I'm ready to get in there and really cleanse my environment. And I say, I can get a cup of coffee, I can get a cup of tea, I can make some chai tea, put a little bit of your own cinnamon in there, and say, by the power of this spicy brew, I recharge my energy through and through. Take a sip. So mote it be. Okay, so really you need to get yourself grounded and then really pitch in, because if you want to do magic, you're going to need the right environment and the right space around yourself to be able to create sacred space and be more effective in your work. Okay, so let's say that you're feeling pretty good, you're ready to go. You might want to put on a certain outfit, be kind of like your ritual garb for cleansing your environment, and make sure that's something that's very comfortable. I'm wearing black today. Black is a color that absorbs all of the light rays, so we're bringing in all the different colors. White is also very powerful. That's why a white candle is kind of a universal substitute candle that you can use, because it holds all the different colors. Okay, so it emanates every color of the rainbow. So I got black and white on here today, and I've got my black tourmaline necklace, and I'm ready to go. Okay? So let's talk about what kinds of things we can use to cleanse our home. First off, before we even get into that, we need to talk about organizing things and picking up clutter. So what's going on in your home is that all these different things you have their own energy. Everything has energy. And by having things all scattered and all over the place and stacked up and things accumulating that you really don't need anymore, or even that you'd like to get rid of, is affecting the energy of your home and your own personal energy. Now, your house or your apartment has its own spirit, its own energy, and you should talk to your house. So before you even start, just kind of tune in to the energy of your home and say, what do I need to do here? What do I need to clean up? Should I keep this? Should I not? Should I organize it? Is there a cupboard where I need to keep all these things together? So organizing your clutter, and that's the thing that we really have a hard time with. I know in my house we do. I mean, people just come and set stuff down, or they don't throw stuff out that they need to get rid of. So that's the first thing, is tend to the clutter. Now, if you get a chance to read any books on Chinese feng shui, you should study that. That's going to be the first thing they'll tell you to do. Get rid of your clutter. And then the next thing, after organizing and decluttering, and this is an ongoing process, by the way. You can't just do it once and then say, I'm good. It's constant. You have to keep monitoring the energy all the time. You should be able to walk into a room and read the energy, but it takes practice. So by reading the energy, I mean, okay, you could walk into a room where somebody had an argument and you were not present for the argument, but you will automatically feel the residual energy left by that argument. Or maybe there was a party. You'll be able to pick up on that energy. So get to where you can read the energy of your home. All right? So we dealt with the clutter. We dealt with reading the energy. We spoke to our home. We asked it what it needed. And it'll probably continue to speak to you. All right. Now let's talk about some of the different things we can use to do our actual cleansing. All right. Energetically, you can get some rosemary. Oh, I had some picked and I left it in the other room, but sprigs of rosemary. I keep rosemary growing all around my house. It's easy to come by. I mean, you can even get it in some herb places where you, like in a produce department, in a store, you can get it from an herbalist, but in a lot of places it's very easy to grow. If you live where it freezes in the wintertime, you might want to keep it indoors in a sunny window. But rosemary is your universal substitute herb, okay? It can be used for so many purposes. It's wonderful. So that's a good little thing to jot down, rosemary. Black tourmaline and rosemary, those are your go-tos. And the color black and the color white, okay, are very important in your magical craft. Okay, so we have our rosemary sprigs. We can do some smudge cleansing. If you have some dried rosemary, you could do that. Or smoke cleansing, I should say, not smudge, that's different. So drying it, even using it fresh, you can asperge with water and salt around. You can do that to yourself to cleanse yourself. You can use your Palo Santo on some areas. And if you're having some crazy things happen in your life, in your environment, in your home, on a daily basis, maybe weird things happening, and you feel like there's some kind of dank or dark energy there, You can use a pendulum to test out the area, and Palo Santo, because of its high vibration, seems to force out dark energies. It's interesting. So that frankincense is another one. There's a reason why they always burn that in the cathedrals in their incense. And another thing is rose petals. Rose is one of the highest vibrational substances you can come by. Okay, the essential oil. And I always just grab my rose because I know I'm not spraying things on my roses. I just harvest the rose petals when they're finished blooming and keep those around. So they're absolutely wonderful. Another thing I like to use in my cleansing is lemon. There's a reason why there's a lemon pine sol, by the way, and a lemon pledge. But I like to try to go with more natural products when I can. But lemon is super cleansing. So is rosemary. So here is a really great combination. We've got Castile soap, which is a very pure type of soap. You don't need very much of it. You can put this in a spray bottle with some water and add some lemon juice. And it makes a great cleanser that actually cleans things. And this one is a lavender Castile soap. You can get it in rose and peppermint, all different scents. And it's made with organic oils. Okay, so this one is Dr. Bronner's magic soap. It's magic. It says it's a magic soap. So you can use that. Put this in your mop bucket, okay, and mop your floors. And this stuff is great. You can really dive in there and start cleansing. For the carpeted areas, I make some carpet powder, and this is just in a mason jar, and I punch some holes in the top so I can sprinkle it on my carpet, and I let it set for maybe at least 15 minutes. And what's in this is baking soda, and I've got some dried lavender, and I put a little bit of lemon oil and a little bit of lavender oil. You could also add dried rosemary, and it'd be great. And you want to make sure that you really grind up those herbs and make small pieces so that it will come out the holes. Leave that on your carpets, as I said, for about 15 minutes, and then vacuum it up. You could also put this on your floors and sweep it up. So this is a really good all-purpose. You could even use it on upholstery if you have a little hand vacuum, and you could get that cleaned up that way. So those are two go-to purifying, cleansing ways to get your home ready to do magic, okay? So that's just 101, cleansing your area. As I said, there's probably lots of different ways to cleanse and do this sort of thing. This is my take on it. Now, there's different cultures that use different things. I know there's, in Hispanic culture, they do a limpia, and they can take an egg and run it around a person's energy field, and then they crack the egg in a glass of water, and they're able to read that energy. The Stregas can see if somebody's been afflicted with the evil eye, and they use an olive oil mixture to determine that, and they have a way to fix that energy. But this is all part of a system that is very important in regulating the energy around you. Okay, so you want to be in a good place, you want to be in a place of balance, you want to feel cleansed, and there's just so many different ways to do this. Now, you may have a different way that you like to do things. And so put that in the comments below the video and share that with everybody, because, you know, accumulating all this kind of knowledge is great. You might want to start keeping notes in a book of shadows, or just any kind of a notebook, write some of this stuff down. So first of all, what do? We cleanse our own energy. We cleanse the environment. And then we will be all set for putting up protection around ourselves and our home. Okay? So that's your homework. Get going, cleanse yourself, cleanse your environment, and I will see you next time on the Magical Cottage.